Today's study is on greatness. I know all of us want to be great, and the disciples wanted to be great as well. So they asked Jesus a question. It's in Matthew chapter 18. And they said, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" Now, that's a great question to ask, isn't it? We want to know who's the greatest because they want to achieve greatness as well. Who doesn't? And Jesus answered. He took a child and put him in front of them and said this, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever takes a lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven, and whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me." Well, isn't that beautiful? So in answering the question, he uses a child as an illustration. The first thing he says, you have to change. So if you think you don't need to change, you're not great. So greatness begins with an understanding that you're sinful and that you need to change. So Christianity is not for the prideful, it's for the humble. So Jesus is telling us about humility, that we do have to change. Forget about being great. You'll never even enter the kingdom unless you change. That's what he's saying here. The second thing that he says is, whoever takes a lowly position of a child. Now, you've all been to, you have your Thanksgiving banquet, and what do you do with the children? Come on, you put them on that little card table, right? Put them at the end of the table and put all the kids, or you separate them from the adults and you put them on the cheapy table. Isn't that what we usually do with kids? And they did that in their day too. And so Jesus is saying, notice all the lowly positions that children get. Well, you need to be willing to take that lowly position too. You need to be willing to serve rather than looking to be served. And you only become great when you become unselfish. People who put themselves first will never become great. Today we live in a me first generation. People tell you all the time, you got to put yourself first. No, you don't. You have to put other people first before yourself. And the final thing Jesus says is, and whoever welcomes one such a child in my name welcomes me. In other words, those lowly people, those children, put them more important than even the adults. In other words, the people that the world despises, you do not despise. In fact, you treat them with honor. And that's really the pathway to greatness.